Hey, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for tuning in. It is February the 18th, 2024. You know, I still can't keep up. I'm still having a hard time. Before we got started today, I was asking my producer, I said, how did I say it? Is it a slow news day? And she just kind of looked at me and go, ha. I'm like, man, can you just, Trump needs to take a vacation. Can we get, you know what? The problem is, Trump actually did go on vacation. He went on a short vacation this past weekend and he still was working. The man is a machine. He's like, what? I mean, he's like, hey, I can do this and do that at the same time. It's not like with Joe Biden when he was on the beach all the time. And when he's on the beach, he didn't do nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. Did he do anything the last 4 years? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. One of the biggest things I want to talk about today is the Democrats actually, well, on these talk shows, they used to call themselves news organizations, but they're talk shows. They are actually talking about how Democrats are supporting President Trump and what he's doing. This is wonderful. I mean, this is good. I think a lot of people just had to see the corruption, had to see the level of, things going on before they actually woke up to it. And I'm guessing that's what's happening here. A lot of that took place before the 2024 election. And a lot of people had to, or especially after the 2020 election, Joe Biden was in office, and then a lot of people started complaining about the grocery bills, the gas bill, and just the southern border. A lot of people complaining about it, and then they were directly affected by everything that the Democrats were doing. So, as a result of them being directly affected by all of it, they started switching over to supporting President Trump. And and we always go to the gas, the food, and the southern border, but there was a lot of other things too because a lot of Democrats they would like overlook it because they hated Trump that much. It was like I don't care. I just don't like him. I don't like him. They gave every excuse under the sun to dislike President Trump. But then when they started getting affected by the things that the Democrats were doing directly, they started, wait a minute, this is not right. I talked to this one young man. His name is Terry, and he lives in Illinois. And he was complete Democrat. He's part of the union, didn't, nothing with the Republicans, couldn't stand them, to my understanding. And then his little girl was affected by some of the stuff that the Democrats were doing. And he says, wait a minute, this is not right. This I need to stay away from. This I need to get my little girl away from. And one thing led to another. Then they started realizing. Fast forward to 2025, President Trump, with the help of Elon Musk, exposing all of this corruption, all this wasteful spending. While we have people in the United States of America hurting, people in the United States of America, like Will Johnson, struggling to keep the camera on, let alone the lights, right? I mean, it's all the energy bill, right? Struggling to keep it on. And then we're finding out that all of this wasteful spending that's been taking place. And the most interesting thing about all of this is that there, these hardcore Democrats that will never ever acknowledge reality, never ever acknowledge the truth. No matter what you tell them, no matter what you show them, they're gonna always go against President Trump. And the thing is that President Trump and Elon Musk exposing all of this stuff, this wasteful spending. I mean, it's unbelievable. I saw one report where they were talking about, was it 4.7, was it 4.7 or 2.7 trillion dollars? Just they don't know where it went. You know how much money that is? I mean, I don't think I could put $1 trillion of bills in my studio and have room to get around. Really? Even if it's in what, $100 bills? Can I put $1 trillion of $100 bills in this room? I mean, that's a lot of money. I don't even know what that looks like. But you have hardcore Democrats that are saying, no, we cannot cut the spending. We got to continue doing it. And then the regular people in the real world that's going to work every day, or at least trying to go to work every day, trying to keep food on the table, try to pay for everything, trying to make sure the kids have clothes and shoes while they're in school. And then they're hearing about all of this wasteful spending, people. They're hearing about all this wasteful spending that they've been doing. And they're like, well, wait a minute, what about me? And a lot of these people say, well, I voted for you. I voted for these Democrats. And they're like, I refuse to vote for President Trump. Refuse to do it. But now a lot of them are like, but okay, so if President Trump is finding this wasteful spending and they're sending all this money outside of the country, don't you think the Democrats, just to make themselves look good, they don't even have to actually believe it. They don't even actually have to, like, actually even care. All they have to do is just give the perception like they do care. And for the Democrats to give the perception like they do care, all they have to do is go, you know what? This is wasteful spending. And we don't really care for Trump. We don't really care for Elon Musk. But you know what? We're going to get on board with this because our main concern is the American people. I mean, that's what they should say. But they're not even saying that. I mean, how many Democrats have you heard come out and say, look, our main concern is America first? See, they'll never say that. And see, by them saying that our main concern is America first, that means that they're going to put the American people first. But they have a problem doing that. I can't ever imagine that they would ever come to those words or to those terms and even actually say that. And again, they could say that and just do what they normally do and lie to the American people. I mean, why are they not lying right now? And it's almost to the point like they actually believe that the American people don't see what's happening. That's what it really comes down to. Y'all don't see what's actually happening here. All we're going to do is just tell you that Elon Musk has access to your personal data. He has access to your bank account. He has access to all of the, all of the things that he shouldn't have access to. He doesn't have the security clearance. I've even heard him say that. Elon Musk doesn't have the security clearance. And then one person, it was just a random video online, made a valid point, saying that they're crying, kicking and screaming, saying that Elon Musk has access to our Social Security, has access to our bank account, has access to our sensitive data, and he doesn't have clearance. He doesn't have the security clearance. Now, they've been saying this security clearance online all day long. And they've been saying it on the government state media outlets, CNN, MSDNC. Well, let me remind you of something. Elon Musk, he was actually putting rockets in space for who? NASA. Did y'all know that? Elon Musk, they called on Elon Musk, the same one that they said doesn't have security clearance. They called on Elon Musk to help them retrieve astronauts from space, but he doesn't have the security clearance. Elon Musk is working for President Trump. Elon Musk is not some random hacker that just hacked the government system and holding America hostage, saying, if you don't allow me to have all of your money, because that's what they're saying, Elon Musk is just getting in the system and taking everybody's money. If that was the case, that Elon Musk hacked the system and just saying taking all the money, holding the government hostage, how in the world is he sitting in the Oval Office with President Trump? President Trump wouldn't even allow it. But of course, the Democrats, being who they are, they make up all of these stories and they lie to every single person who would believe the lies. And that's what brings me to that point again. Why don't they just come out and lie and say, look, we're going to work with Elon Musk to cut all of this wasteful spending because our main priority are the American people. I mean, am I off the mark here? Am I saying something that's not relatable to anybody? I mean, just think about it. If you are a Democrat and you're watching me right now, does that not make sense to you? Just come out and say, you know what? We want to end the wasteful spending. Now, of course, President Trump and Elon Musk, they're not even trying to push to stop spending on things that have actually worked. They're not doing that. Like Social Security, they're not cutting it. But if Social Security checks are going out to people that are no longer with us and somebody's cashing those checks, don't you think that should come to an end? Why wouldn't you agree to that? Why wouldn't you go say, you know what? Yeah, we need to stop that from happening. Or are you so angry because President Trump did the positive things that he's doing that you willing to, like, I don't care who's getting the millions of dollars of these Social Security checks going out to people that are no longer with us. I don't even care. I'm just mad. Are you like that? That's not good. And there's no reason for it. This is something that we all, me personally, I think, I'm sitting there thinking that, we all should be able to want to come together on this. I mean, really, stop the wasteful spending, because regardless of what Democrats say, they like having money in their pockets too. They really do. Regardless of all of them talking about, well, we need to give up, of course, they only talk about the rich. The rich need to give up more money. While all of them that are millionaires, they're only talking about billionaires, right? And then all of the billionaire Democrats, they're all talking about them that have the hundreds of billions of dollars, right? Like Elon Musk. But then you have all of the Democrats at the lower level, and they say, tax the rich, but don't tax us. Only tax the rich. Only tax those who've actually worked very hard to get where they are. Don't tax us because we don't want to do anything. We don't want to do anything. I do have a clip I want to share with you. This one is O'Leary. I really like him. And he's a multimillionaire. I don't think he's a billionaire, but he is a multimillionaire. And of course, he goes on to the Communist News Network. And he's basically saying that Elon Musk should fire more people. Well, not Elon Musk, but of course, President Trump. Elon Musk report all of the waste and what's happening here, and President Trump is actually the one who makes it happen. Listen to this, because on here, they're actually complaining about the findings of what Elon Musk has found. And they're not complaining about what he's found. They're complaining that they're cutting it out. And then they even go as far as saying, well, Elon Musk, he hasn't got everything accurate. There's been some mistakes. Well, these are things that they've been reporting, and I don't believe them. And now they're saying, Shannon, that the whole condom story never even happened at all. They said there was never any condoms going out to anywhere at all. So Elon Musk was standing in the White House with President Trump in the Oval Office, and then a reporter was asking Elon Musk about the condoms going to Hamas, and come to find out, it didn't actually go to Hamas. It went to a different group in the Middle East. And Elon Musk is standing there and saying, okay, but shouldn't we be concerned about $50 million of condoms going out, period?
Yeah, they were, yeah.
And now they're actually saying that there was never, ever any money going out for condoms. And see, this is how this works.
So my question is, where'd the money go then?
Exactly.
If it didn't go to condoms,
they're not even concerned.
Where did it go?
They're not even concerned what the money was spent on.
Yeah.
They're not even concerned that the money is no longer around.
Yeah.
They're just concerned that you said it was for Hamas and you said it was for here, and now it's just gone, but we don't care about all that. Watch.
I think the issue is they're not whacking enough. There's this concept in private equity when you get a bankrupt company and you go in there, you cut 20% more than your initial read. And then you find, like a pool of mercury, the organization gels back together again. Always cut deeper, harder when there's fat and waste. The FAA, it's not the people. The code is cobalt. It's from the 60s. It needs CapEx put into it for the technology. We upgraded to make it safer. Fat like a chicken. All of these agencies are like big fat chickens dripping over barbecues of fat. This is the best barbecue I've ever seen, but I don't think it's happening fast enough. They're not cutting enough. Keep slashing, keep hacking while you have a 24-month mandate before the midterms. Cut, more cutting. Believe me, it's going to work out just great. Everybody should be happy.
Even people with the nuclear codes, cut them too?
Cut everything. Because if you don't see what they're doing and they can't show you that they're adding value, you whack.
But it's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. You know what it kind of made me think about with Larry Shannon? There was this movie. I think his name was Richard Gere, I believe it was. And he was actually would go in and buy companies, and then he would find all of the wasteful spending and the fat, and he would just eliminate a lot of people. And it was, I forget the name of the movie. You know what I'm talking about?
So don't.
Because he actually ended up like falling in love with an escort. And I can't remember the lady's name. It was Richard Gere. You haven't seen that? I know you've seen the movie.
Oh, you're talking about Pretty Woman?
Is it Pretty Woman? I think it is. Because what's his name was in it? You know, the short guy with the eyeglasses, bald head.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that, right? Because this is kind of what it is. And I'm surprised they hadn't made any memes about that. You know, Elon Musk coming in there and he cutting all the fat and, you know, getting rid of all the wasteful spending. And then they turn around and make the company successful and sell it off.
You know, I think that, and do you think that the Democrats are fighting the wrong battle? Instead of nitpicking, you know, whether or not this one thing went to the right place or not, look at all the payments that went to wild, crazy things. Some payments, they don't even know where they went. I mean, there's like $1 billion, I think it was 1.4. They don't even know where the money went. There's like no line item, no telltale where to go. Yeah. They're not worried about that at all.
No, not at all. They're not even
They're worried about the story that the money might have gone to condoms somewhere. Because
they're worried about they're worried about saying, oh, now it's disinformation. See, this is their whole goal, is to come out and discredit everything, all of the findings. Like, nope, that's not true. Nope, that's not true. There was no wasteful spending for XYZ. That's not even true. And I'm telling you right now, there's already a movement within inside of the Democrat Party, the hardcore Democrat Party, to convince people that all of this wasteful spending that Elon Musk is finding is not even true. They're saying that Elon Musk is just making up the stories and putting them on X to get people riled up.
And do you think people are buying it?
Some are.
I mean, there's always going to be some.
There's a lot of people. Look, these people that don't even, even question what the left tells them. Don't even question it. Like, I don't even want to know about it. Don't even question it. And because they're they're acting like I don't want to be questioned. They don't even want to question anything. So they just go home and believe it. Now listen to this one. Here it is again. And this time they do like the whole laundry list of different things that Elon Musk has been reporting on. And their whole goal is to try to debunk everything.
By the way, Elon Musk has no executional mandate. He's unique. He's got his own international broadcast network called X. He just finds these issues. He 48 hours publishes them, and you read them, and every American goes, "What is this?"
That way. I've checked the site.
Let me to that
there's
point.
No executional rights.
To that point, he is using X, and he is using the website Doge, and you can go on the website and sort of track some of it.
It doesn't always tell you what the thing was.
But here is something that has struck me and that has kind of come up recently. Doge has gotten some things wrong. We know that they're going to, right? Here are some of the things that they've gotten wrong. USAID did not give millions of dollars in direct grants to Politico. It did not fund the visits of celebrities to Ukraine. It did not fund send $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza for Hamas, nor anywhere else, actually. And it did not pay $84 million to Chelsea.
That's $200 million versus billions that they have.
What I am saying, though, here is this is false information that is put out then on X, and then it is used to troll people, including those who have gotten some of these grants, who are regular Americans just trying to live their lives.
You see the point? You see right there? Try to discredit everything, and they're just putting on there. And they're talking about some of these people are regular Americans trying to live their lives with, get grants and et cetera, but they don't want to address all of the actual wasteful spending that's been taking place, all the money going out of the country. Their goal is to discredit everything that President Trump is doing and Elon Musk. And instead, all they have to do is say, you know what? They're not even going to say, yes, there is wasteful spending. And we need to bring it to an end, because all we're doing ultimately at the end of the day is hurting the American people. But they don't even say that. How can we discredit what Trump is doing? Because they have to, because what President Trump is doing is 100% positive.
And some of the information
False
is false.
information on social media? Oh, no.
Right.
But when the owner is working for the government,
is working for the government.
And he has no accountability.
So is this a good way to do business, is what I'm saying.
I think it's great. I think
Why?
I'm sure you do.
Because all
You
it's
can
doing
afford
for the
it.
first time ever is saying, look, here's a guy that's getting paid nothing, that is doing this as a patriot and saying, look, I have this remarkable executional skill. You can't say Elon Musk doesn't deliver on what his mandates are, putting people into space and landing rockets
just
in
have a big
space. I mean,
explosion in
let's just
space?
give the
That's
guy
awesome.
some credit. He can deliver. You may not like him, but he's saying, look, I own this network called X. I paid $45 billion for it. Let me go into these agencies. I'll pull the data out. I'll publish it. You look at it. Tell me what you want to do and let the government decide on their own, because I have no executional rights. I'm just shining the light of transparency on the fat dripping off every chicken, and I'm looking at it saying, whoa.
He is getting
Can you
a
believe
lot
the
of
waste?
the fat, though, right? Elon
Yeah.
Musk is one of
Again, they hear what he's saying, and they don't even want to acknowledge it. I mean, how do you go every single day? Is that not weird to you?
They're
Every
miserable
single
people.
day they go and they're not even wanting to acknowledge the facts of anything that's taking place. None of it. Like, there's no actual wasteful spending or, Elon Musk. And the one lady across the way was talking about, one of the rockets blew up. Oh, and the rocket blew up. You know how many rockets blow up? I mean, really, you know how many? More
They have to blow
more
up in
than
order
are
to find the
successful.
problems. Yeah.
Right? I mean, even and I've talked about this so many times. Even when they were trying to build the rockets and they were writing it down, doing the math on paper, they were failing on paper before they even melted the first bolt and nut together, right? Before they did any of that, the first washer, the first bushing, anything, the first
how his
line,
rocket-
they were failing
Yeah.
on paper. And the thing is, they were like, oh, because he had all these failures, it means he's not gonna be successful in what he's doing. But right now, they're extremely successful.
He's been more successful at doing things than,
Oh my goodness,
than
yes.
our U.S. government has been. I mean, look at how his rocket takes off and then actually returns to the platform. Never heard of. Oh my gosh. Right? He's done it a couple of times now. They don't give him credit for that. They'll say, oh, one blew up. Or, they do blow up. But you know what? Every time they blow up, do you know what Elon Musk does?
Learn data.
He learned data.
They
He
learn.
gets it. He's like, oh, isn't that wonderful? We learned something today that we didn't learn before. But their whole thing is, well, if it blew up, you're wrong. You're ineffective. But then they don't look at the ineffectiveness of our government that's literally blowing up. We're on track to have one of the most expensive years in our country, where we're in the negative by what? Already this year we're like 238 billion in the hole. In the next, I think they said within the first quarter we're going to be almost $1 trillion in the hole. That's not an issue. You don't think that that's blowing up? I mean, they just choose to ignore what is happening because they hate Trump. They hate Elon. I don't understand their hatred, to be honest with you. I don't understand it.
They're hating Trump. They're hating Elon Musk because they're told to. That's it. They were told, because you remember before President Trump ran in 2016, they all loved Trump. When Trump would show up, Trump was in different movies. Oh, there's Donald Trump. There's Donald Trump. Oh my goodness, Trump. Trump would show up in these music studios, hip hop studios. Oh, it's Trump. Right? Show up at a radio station, it's Trump. Show up in Hollywood, it's Trump. They all loved Trump until they were told to hate Trump. They didn't know why they were supposed to hate him. They were just told to hate him, and then all of a sudden they hate him. But you know what, Shannon? It is changing. I think it is truly changing because, again, he's exposing what's been happening in the federal government. And if the Democrats would have done this, there would have been Republicans like, oh my goodness, look what they're doing. They're actually cutting out the wasteful spending. They're actually getting rid of some of the fat. They're actually doing it, but they didn't do any of that. They were the ones that were causing all of it. And there's rhino Republicans in there too, these rhinocrats. They're in there as well. Okay. They're not excluded. But I want to share this one with you. This was on the Communist News Network where they're actually talking about Democrats that sided with Trump, that is siding with Trump. Trump's approval ratings are going through the roof and they don't understand it. They don't like it. I'm like, how is this even possible? We've told the American people not to like him, but yet they're still liking him. We told the American people that he was all of these terrible things and they're still supporting him. What is happening here? You know what's happening? The government state media, they've lost control. They've lost the narrative. They lost the ability to lie to the American people and just everyone believes it. This is part of the reason why they want X to go away. Part of the reason why they even want TikTok to go away. And I don't know why anybody would go to TikTok for any kind of news. But they even want TikTok to go away because people have been on TikTok, including myself here lately, and been telling the truth and been getting thousands and hundreds of thousands of views. And they don't like it. They don't like it. Now, listen to this. The guy here in the yellow tie, he's talking about how the Democrats are happy with the current administration. They're happy with what President Trump is doing, even though, just they have the price of eggs that are high, but they don't want to acknowledge why the prices of eggs are high. And I'm starting to believe, Shannon, that Democrats don't know where eggs come from. Right? Because they keep telling everybody what the Biden administration did to all of the chickens. Millions upon millions of chickens were killed because, they're talking about the flu, talking about the bird flu. Millions of chickens were killed. But none of the liberals, when you tell them this, it doesn't register with them. So that's why I'm like, maybe they don't know where eggs come from.
I just don't think they know what's going on.
I don't think they know where
They're
eggs
just
come
ignorant.
from. I don't think no one's ever told them where eggs come from. And then if you ask them what comes first, the chicken or the egg, oh my goodness, you're talking about a whole different subject there with them. My goodness. But listen to this.
We wanted to have you on because you do a lot of focus groups. You really get behind the numbers, the poll numbers, to the sentiments of voters. And it's so interesting. You've been speaking with a number of voters who were Hillary Clinton 2016, Joe Biden 2020, and then went for Trump in 2024. How are these folks seeing the early days of Trump's second term?
Pretty well.
Really?
And they're
really? You see that? She goes, oh, really? Really? And he says, pretty good. And she goes, really? Like she's shocked about it. Why? Because, look, regardless of how much Democrats are, there are some that have still active brain cells. There are some. And this is the reason why we're seeing this switch. Look.
Seeing the early days of Trump's second term.
pretty well.
Really?
And they're reacting to it because they love the pace of change. They were very fed up over the last 4 years. They wanted action. They wanted results. They looked at prices. They looked at affordability, looked at immigration, and they didn't see anything happening. They still don't like what he says, but they like what he does. And these are Democrats now who felt that they were not securing the border. They were doing nothing to prevent illegal immigration, that nothing was actually happening. They wanted to see a reduction in wasteful Washington spending, and they're seeing that. So what they tell me is, I wish you'd be a little bit less rude. But at the same time, they like what he's doing. They believe he's serious.
Let me stop it really quick. I got to talk about that part right there, where he says they wish that he would just be a little bit less rude. And what I'm assuming that he's referring to is that when the liberal press asks President Trump a stupid question, because they do ask a lot of stupid questions, they're expecting President Trump to just act like Joe Biden and not know what to say or how to answer it. Or like Karine Jean-Pierre and say, I don't have anything for you on that. Or just play nice and say, can you elaborate? Or better yet, when the liberal media asked President Trump a question, that President Trump is just supposed to agree with them and not give his opinion on it and not tell them the truth about whatever it may be. That's what he's referring to. I guarantee it. I guarantee that's exactly what he's referring to. I wish he would just be more, you know, don't be so mean. Don't be so straightforward in his answers. Don't don't tell the American people the absolute truth when they're being asked a question. And just be nice to these reporters when they're trying to get you in the gotcha game. Let them get you every now and then, President Trump. That's essentially what he's saying.
He'd be a little bit less rude. But at the same time, they like what he's doing. They believe he's serious about it. And for the first time, they have confidence in the future, which is why you now see some significant shifts in the polling about the expectations for the direction in the coming years.
It's a big wake-up call for Democrats.
I'm waiting for them to get a message. I'm waiting for them to unify and to understand that to oppose and to be the resistance, which is what some of them use that phrase, that's not what Democrats in grassroots areas want from them. They may not want the approach that Trump is doing, President Trump. By the way, I now know to say President Trump. But they do want action, and they don't see action from the Democrats.
I mean, in the past 4 years, what kind of action did they get from the Democrats? You remember Mayorkas, he constantly said, oh, the border's secure. The border's secure. And then they show videos of thousands of people coming across the border, but the border's secure. They constantly say that. Constantly. Hey, if you have a dog, we've all been there. Right? I think we've all been there. I think we've all had a puppy at some point, dog, where our pups go from full energy to sick and miserable in just an instant. And at the worst times, then we're calling the vets in the middle of the night or the weekends, trying to find a clinic that will take us in. Have you ever been there? I mean, it's pretty crazy. I remember when I was a kid that happened. It's a terrible way to manage your dog's health, not to mention your stress levels and your monthly budget. That's why people are getting the Pet Emergency Kit by Positive. I like that, Positive. You understand? It contains critical medications and supplies that can help you, and that can not only keep you out of the veteran's office, but even save your dog's life. Their kits contain critical medications like activated chronicle septical powder and more. It might save your dog's life. Head over to positive.com and use code STUDIO to get 15% off Pet Emergency Kit. Off your Pet Emergency Kit. Positive.com. Go check it out. Go check it out. Okay. I want to share another one with you. And this one is about, of course, the wasteful spending that's still going out when it comes to the Democrats. And none of them, again, have said a single word about this. And also, let me say this too before I go to that. Please, you're watching on Rumble, hit the thumbs up for me. Please hit the thumbs up for me. It really makes a difference. It really makes a difference. I know I don't spend the entire show asking people to hit the thumbs up, but it's like this for every platform. On Pilled, there's a pill. On Facebook, the heart and the thumbs up. And on YouTube, the thumbs up. And on Rumble, the thumbs up. When you hit those emojis for my video, it will tell the algorithm, hey, people are giving this a thumbs up, and then more people will see it.
And by the way, Will, we just got a Pilled contribution from Sly Park. Thank you very much, Sly Park.
Thank you so much,
and
Sly
we are
Park.
allowed to get Rumble Rants and Super Chats on YouTube if you'd like to support us.
Yes, please. And again, one of the easiest thing is to hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. It really makes a difference. It really does. Try it. If everybody were to hit it right now that haven't hit the thumbs up on Rumble, the numbers will go through the roof. I'm telling you right now. Same thing on YouTube. If you haven't hit it, please do. But it's like, I think a lot of people on YouTube already know the deal. And a lot of people automatically hit the thumbs up. And I really greatly appreciate it. I thank you so much for doing that. Okay, let me show you this one here. This is wasteful spending that's been going out that the Democrats, for some reason, refuse to acknowledge. And again, it's really simple. See, if I was a Democrat, I used to be, thank God he healed my mind. But if I was a Democrat today, and I see that I'm losing people because of what President Trump is doing, I would, being a Democrat, I would go and pretend like I care about the American people and say, look, I'm going to work on this. We got to cut the spending out because we need to be able to have the funding for the positive things that we want to do. I mean, just lie. They're not even lying. They want to keep the wasteful spending. Here's a prime example of something that was going out that they don't want people to know that was going out, but they're not even denying it. They're not even denying it. And this was on Newsmax. Watch this.
A comedy routine, when in fact it is the painful reality of what the left has done with our taxpayer money. And every American, whether they're a Democrat, Republican, or anywhere in between, they're outraged by everything that DOJ has revealed in federal spending, particularly at USAID. Now, mind you, when DOJ started looking at the books and getting the data and revealing the corruption, the wastefulness, the political agenda, then the Democrats quickly ran to a judge and said, no, don't let them have access to this database. Don't let them look at the spending. That's like walking into a really greasy kitchen, turning on the lights, seeing all the cockroaches trying to run, and the Democrats are furiously trying to shut out the lights so that nobody notices.
Yes.
That's exactly what is happening here. That's exactly what is happening. And look what's happening. The Democrats are, turn it off. You can take it off the screen. Turn it off. We don't want people seeing this. We don't want them seeing the truth. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Like, for example, when President Trump turned off that spigot to USAID, they were screaming, turn it on, turn it on, turn it on. Because turning that spigot off meant turning the lights on everything else. And they don't want people to see that. They don't want the truth coming out. They want people to be like, oh my goodness, look at this. Look at this. Look at this, everybody. This is not what we want. This is not what we want, everybody. It is unbelievable that we are actually seeing them fight and advocate for this stuff like this. It really is. Hey, let me tell you about this thing really quick. This is something that I've been doing myself and my producer, and this is Pamper with Grace. Pamper with Grace is really an awesome product. I really love this stuff. I started taking it and my nails started growing like crazy. I'm like, man, I hadn't seen my nails grow like this since I was a kid. But Shannon, my producer, she has an experience that I think most women would really want to see if this is something that will work for them.
Yes, and that Pamper with Grace, oh my gosh, I've been using this now for almost a year, and I'm middle aged, so I'm experiencing, I've experienced premenopausal, menopausal, and all the things that come with it. And so some of those things is itchy skin. My skin was so bad for like a year. It was so itchy that it would, I'd itch it, and it would burn when I get into the bathtub. But ever since I've been taking Pamper with Grace, my skin is improved. It has collagen in it. It's also helped with hot flashes. And one powerful thing is it also helps with your gut. And the reason why we love Pamper with Grace is because it has the power of astaxanthin. Did you know that astaxanthin is one of the most powerful antioxidants on the planet? It's called the king of carotenoids, which is the super nutrient that is known for its anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, and cellular protective properties. And it's a key ingredient in the Bella Grace elixir, which is what we're talking about. Here's what astaxanthin can do for you. It fights aging and boosts skin health, which I just talked to you about. My hair has improved so much. It helps reduce wrinkles, it improves elasticity, and it protects against sun damage for a youthful glow. But that's not it. It also supports eye health, which there's been a ton of studies on this with eye health. It may help reduce eye strain. It can improve vision clarity. It can protect against light damage. It has been known to help people that have glaucoma and other eye issues. It's a great product. It also enhances your energy and muscle endurance, known to improve your stamina and reduce fatigue. It strengthens your immune system. It helps combat oxidative stress and supports a resilient immune system. It also helps promote heart and brain health. So if you're looking for a product for overall health, Pamper with Grace is a great product for you.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much, Shannon.
Absolutely.
Thank
I
you
love
so
Pamper
much.
with Grace.
I like it a lot too. I really do. I really do. Let me show this one of this guy here. Now, the Democrats and the Rhinocrats have been wanting to pour a lot of money into Ukraine. And they still don't want the money to stop going into Ukraine. They want the war to continue. Even Lindsey Graham. Have you seen this, Shannon? Lindsey Graham is basically saying that if we withdraw from Ukraine, it's going to be 10 times worse than the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Remember when Joe Biden did that and how bad it was? He's saying it's going to be worse. And he wants the war to continue. He doesn't want the war to end with Russia. And I'm subject to believe that he's making a lot of money too from all of it. What are the stats for him on all of this? Listen to this.
Biggest mistake we made since the war on terror is withdrawing from Afghanistan. To President Trump and anybody else, if we pull the plug on Ukraine, that's 10 times worse than Afghanistan. There goes Taiwan. To stop funding Ukraine is a death sentence for Taiwan. Putin will keep going.
Putin will keep going. You see that? Did Putin start it? Actually, Putin didn't start it. I never forget it. Kamala Harris took a trip over there and was pushing to get Ukraine to be part of NATO. And then the following week, Putin did what he did. He invaded. When he already made it clear that you will not become part of NATO. And if you try to and you fill out the paperwork, you're just asking for it. And they pushed the buttons. Kamala Harris was over there. And then one thing led to another. And then it happened. Let me share another one with you. This is the chairman of the DNC, the new chairman. And I'm still kind of curious on how come they selected a white man to be the chairman of the DNC and two white men. And you know what, Shannon, where's David Hogg or David Hogue, right? Where's David Hogue? It sounds like I think David Hogue's in a little bit of trouble. And they're not even bringing David Hogue up in this conversation here. Of course, their only concern is, President Trump. But even this guy, that's the new DNC chairman, he's even talking about how the Republican Party is now for the working man and the Democrats are not. And then he turns around and said, but it's not really true. That's exactly what it is. Because again, the Democrats are not trying to stop the wasteful spending. Not a single one of these Democrats on this panel will even say America first. I keep emphasizing on that. None of them say it. I encourage you, when you see these people online, all of these Democrats, ask them to say, can you say the words America first? Can you say it? None of them will say it. It's like, oh my goodness, just like the unforbidden words. That's something we can't say.
How do you thread the needle? We heard from the minority leader there, certainly focusing on prices. Undeniably, prices have not gone down yet. But that poll suggests there is some real support for some of what Trump is doing and things that Democrats were really dinged for during the last election cycle, particularly on some cultural issues and immigration.
Well, what I would say is this. 66% of Americans believe that Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, and Elon Musk are not doing enough to actually bring down prices. That's really what's impacting the majority of Americans in this country right now. And that's where they want to see this administration put their focus. Instead of actually making it easier for people to afford their lives, what is Donald Trump focused on? He's focusing on annexing Canada. He's focusing on invading Panama. He's focusing on buying Greenland, right? He's focused on anything but actually helping the American people afford their lives at this moment. And that's where our focus needs to be. He said, and Leader Jeffries is absolutely right, he said he would bring down prices on day one. He backtracked on that, and now he's done nothing. He doesn't even talk about inflation right now. He's focused on everything but. We need an American president.
Wait a minute. Did you hear what he just said? He said President Trump's not even focused on inflation. Are you hearing this? You hearing this? He's saying that President Trump's not even focused on inflation. Do you mean to tell me by getting rid of all of this wasteful spending and stopping this money from going out that shouldn't be going out, is President Trump not focused on inflation? How do you think inflation happens? And these people is like really economics 101. How do they think it happens? When the government is spending money, it causes inflation. So in this case, President Trump is stopping the government from spending money. I mean, it's a no-brainer. And no one sitting on the panel brings that up. Why? Because they want the people watching to believe that President Trump is not doing anything for the American people, and he's only doing what he's doing for the rich billionaire Elon Musk. I just told y'all, it's like a no-brainer. It's unbelievable. And this is the part of the reason why people are no longer watching their crap. This is the reason why people are no longer watching their crap.
Is going to deliver on making it easier for people to afford their lives. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and J.D. Vance are not doing that at this point.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Chairman, I don't know if it's that you don't want to talk about the cultural issues that are in that poll, but 63% of Americans think that it is right that the government policy should be there just to have two sexes. Do you think U.S. government policy should be that there are just two sexes in the country?
It's not a...
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did she just ask that question? I got to take it back. Did she just ask that question? I mean, what do you see? Who do you see on the panel there? Who do you see over there? I mean, even right here on your screen total, what do you see? I'm going to tell you what I see. I see 3 men, including myself, and 1 woman. And she's literally asking the question like the government is in the business of telling people, hey, you don't need to deal in reality. Listen.
Cultural issues that are in that poll, but 63% of Americans think that it is right that the government policy should be there just to have two sexes. Do you think U.S. government policy should be that there are just two sexes in the country?
It's not up to me to decide what U.S. policy should be, but...
And my question is who are these 37? Is our society going backwards? Who's the 37? I mean, so we're just going to make up some? I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, go to the,
I mean, there's
go to the scientists and just make up some extra ones and they go, well, it's just a construct. No, it's not.
There's enough dumb liberals on this earth to come up with 37%. Look at all these people at the Capitol protests. I mean, these people, they do not deal in reality, Will, to your point. You're like, oh, who are these people? It's the non-reality people. The people that are taken over by a spirit.
The non-reality people?
No. I wanted to say we got a super chat by Curtis Wrecking Crew. Thank you very much for your support.
Thank you
we
so much.
Yep,
absolutely. Thank you so much, Curtis. What a blessing. Thank you so much for that Rumble rant. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it.
Super chat.
Oh, I said Rumble rant. Super chat.
Yeah.
Yep, super chat. I haven't seen a Rumble rant in a while.
No, we haven't.
But thank you so much. Hey, please at least hit the thumbs up. At least hit the thumbs up. And I'm very blessed that you are here watching me on Rumble. I really am. Same thing with YouTube. I'm blessed that you are watching me on the different platforms that I'm on right now. I really am. I really am. Okay. Now, Shannon, you brought it up. I'm looking for today's folder here, and I'm not seeing it. For today's folder, is this it here? Okay. Yeah. Because no, that's not it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, because you brought up how a lot of these people are out protesting. And I just wanted to share some of this with you really quick. This was some of the protests that was taking place yesterday. And can you bring it up here? And these are... They're out here chanting against President Trump and Elon Musk for finding the wasteful spending. I mean, this is what they're doing. This is what they're not happy with. They're not happy that this all getting exposed. Isn't this like the one thing that we all should want to come together with? Because they're taking, this is like the corporations taking your money and then they just spend it on whatever. And, you know, Democrats say that they're all against the corporations. They're not happy with the corporations at all. But now we find we're wasteful spending, where they've been taking our money and spending on everything. But now all of a sudden they're for the corporation constantly taking our money and spending it. I don't understand. Right? I don't get it. I don't get it. So I wanted to play that because it's like, this is really, really bizarre to me. It's really bizarre to me that that's even the case, that's even taking place. So I do have a couple more things I want to share with you, and talking about how the fake news media is constantly lying to everybody. And I believe what Elon Musk has said. And this has nothing to do with me about trusting Elon Musk, but he does make really good points on a lot of things. And one of the things he's been saying a lot is that you are the media. You are the news. You are the reporters. And then you have all of these people in the media, they're all screaming and saying, no, you're not. No, they're not. They're not the news. They're not the news. We are the news. Really? And no one's buying it. No one's believing me any longer because people got fed up about being lied to. And of course, CNN, MSDNC, they're doing everything they can to stay relevant. And the only reason why they're somewhat relevant because people like myself share videos of them to you doing commentary. That's all I'm doing commentary. And of course, they don't like it. Let me share this one with you really quick. A strong woman, this is the new press secretary for President Trump. And she says that she's having to deal with all of the fake news media every single day. Finally, a press secretary that's telling it as it is.
I've been fighting fake news reporters all day long here in the Washington, D.C. swamp who are trying to fearmonger the American people into believing that this administration is going after their hard-earned tax dollars and their hard-earned Social Security checks. So I want to set the record straight on your show tonight, Sean, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do so. President Trump has directed Elon Musk and the Doge team to identify fraud at the Social Security Administration. They haven't dug into the book yet, but they suspect that there are tens of millions of deceased people who are receiving fraudulent Social Security payments. And so their goal in going into the Social Security Administration is to identify three things. Number one, to identify duplicate payments and to end them. Number two, to identify payments that are going to deceased people who are no longer living and should no longer be receiving that money. And number three, to protect the integrity of this system for hardworking Americans who have been paying into it their entire lives. So rest assured to all of the people watching your show tonight, if you paid into the system, honestly, you will continue to receive your Social Security checks. Do not buy into the lies from the legacy fake news media who are trying to fear you and scare you into believing otherwise. This is what we've seen them do about President Trump for years with every promise that he has made. And he's going in there to protect your hard-earned money. That is the ultimate goal.
Yep. The legacy fake news media. And they're upset. They don't like shows like Will Johnson. They don't like my show because I'm reporting on news. I'm telling you information. I'm sharing stuff with you, and they don't like it. They only want you to go to them. You know what it makes me think about? It makes me think about when Chris Cuomo was still at CNN, and he was on there. Was it Jake Tapper? I think it might have been Jake Tapper. And he says, you don't need to go anywhere. You need to come to us. Just come right here and we will tell you. We will inform you on what you need to know. And I'm like, this is just bizarre. I mean, he's saying it out loud. You don't need to go anywhere else. Just come to us. We'll tell you what you need to know. Basically, we'll lie to you. Don't worry about going anywhere else. We got you. We're going to lie to you right here on CNN. Hey, let me tell you about this wonderful program that I've been doing as well. And this is something you need to go look at it. Go check it out. It is the Smart Money Strategy. Warren Buffett invested over $50 million in energy. Billionaire Ken Griffin increased his oil investments by 150%. Even Elon Musk says we can't live without oil, which is 100% true. Here's what Wall Street isn't telling you. There's a smarter way to profit from oil than buying stocks. It's a unique investment that lets you collect monthly royalty checks from America's richest oil fields. Sounds wonderful. I like it. You're not buying shares into companies. You're getting a direct ownership into the oil producing properties. And you can start with just $25. That's awesome. You can learn more of this number one oil royalty play for 2025 at JohnsonOilBoom.com. That is JohnsonOilBoom.com to discover how to collect monthly royalty checks starting today. Go check it out, everybody. JohnsonOilBoom.com. Go check it out. Something you really want to look into. I'm telling you right now. I wish I would have looked into Google, even though how Google is. I mean, I'm just be honest with you. It's about making money, having an income when they first started. Same thing with Facebook. Same thing with all these other companies, these big tech companies, and not even just the big tech companies, these startups. A lot of them are awesome. JohnsonOilBoom.com. Go check it out. All right, everybody. That is it for me. Oh, we got one more. We can probably squeeze one more in here, right? Because I think this one here is this it here? Yep, this is it here. This is really exciting news to me. Okay, this is really exciting news to me. I think it'd be exciting news to everybody else too. Watch this.
This is from a viewer who reached out to me. She's in Cape Coral, Florida. And she says, Harris, could the government give all the taxpayers a refund from the money they're finding that went to places it never should have gone?
Yes, that is the next step. And that is the next natural step. When you are finding all of this money, when you are taking it back, when you are cutting off future streams of funding, give that back to the American people. Then you will see the economy absolutely explode. And people will once again be able to take out new loans and start new businesses and all the wonderful things that follow when they have more of their own money.
Isn't that what we want? And see, and there's already been discussion about President Trump making moves in the IRS. Let's go. Let's go. Also, let me remind everybody, please go to my website, uniteamericafirst.com. You find it in your heart to support me. Please bless me by going to uniteamericafirst.com and support me. You can do a monthly subscription if God leads you to, or just a one-time support right there. And my physical address is right there on the same page, uniteamericafirst.com/donate. God bless you, everybody. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow, Wednesday, hump day, Trump day. See you tomorrow.